There's a siren going. I'm guessing it has something to do with tornadoes. This is a high tornado area. We just spent a couple of days here at the downstream casino, and this is about the halfway point of our trip, and we breathe a little sigh of relief when we get here because we're either almost halfway home or halfway to our destination about.
Today we're planning to travel to Texola, Oklahoma, and that should be about, I don't know, about
359 miles.
359 miles.
We're actually traveling from one end of Oklahoma all the way across the whole state to the other end. And we're going to be traveling on Interstate 44 and then Interstate 40, and we're going to pass by Tulsa and Oklahoma City. And we actually have a bypass we can go through past Tulsa, which helps a lot. We used to go past Tulsa. Even though Tulsa was a little off in the distance, we were just still in the traffic, and it was very tense, and the speed limit's like 80 and there are like 5 lanes.
Yeah,
it's crazy, so we always dreaded it. But now I found the bypass, so we're going to take that.
and the bypass is pretty nice, actually. We took it for the first time last season.
Guess we better get moving.
I guess so.
There's a siren going. I'm guessing it has something to do with tornadoes. Maybe it's a tornado test siren or something.
I hope so.
Because this area, well, it's too sunny. I don't think you're generally going to have a tornado with a sunny day like this. But yeah, it must be a tornado test siren. This is a high tornado area. One thing I forgot to mention, you may notice the way I'm dressed. Oh my gosh, even so, look at this.
Yeah, it's warm.
He had a jacket on earlier. We've had a couple of warmer days. We're in tri-state area right now we're in Galena, Kansas. The casino's in Capa, Oklahoma. Other RV park where we used to park is in Joplin, Missouri. This area, it can be hit or miss. It can be cold, it can be warm. I think it bounces up and down around this time of the year with temperatures. Like, I think it got down to 33 a few days ago at night, and now it's 70s. So. But this stretch of the trip is generally a little warmer for us. There it is. There's the sign on the right. Welcome to Oklahoma. There's the casino. Now I see why it's considered in Oklahoma, because it's past the sign.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the wave and we can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain.
Oh, Henry, you want to sing Oklahoma too? Yeah? Okay. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet. Right? No? When the wind comes right behind the rain. Sal has his coffee drink. Oh, how is it?
Good.
we started living in the RV and traveling, I would hear about Oklahoma floods or something like that in Oklahoma, and I would wonder what Oklahoma was like. I was interested in it. And now here we are in Oklahoma. We're going to be passing by Tulsa. Tulsa was once called the oil capital of the world after the 1920s oil boom. Many of its beautiful old buildings were funded by oil wealth. Tulsa also has the Tulsa Port of Catoosa. The Tulsa Port of Catoosa is one of the farthest inland river ports in the U.S. and ships can actually reach the Gulf of Mexico from there. And Tulsa's a good-sized city. It's almost 500,000 in population. Tulsa is actually a Route 66 town. A lot of the route we're taking on the interstates goes along Route 66. One thing that's really interesting about Oklahoma is you start out on the east, it's all lush and green and humid. And by the time you get across to the other end of the state, it's starting to get dry. It's not quite desert yet, but it's starting to turn toward desert. That veers off to 44, and we are continuing at exit 34, and it's called the Creek Turnpike, and this is the bypass for Tulsa. This is what the turnpike is like, the bypass around Tulsa, and I can show you what it was like driving in Tulsa at 80 miles per hour with a minimum of 60 and with 5 lanes. It was pretty crazy. So I'll show you that right here. What a difference!
I'll say it's quite a difference.
A little while ago, Sal started saying that, oh, he's got to go through Tulsa and he's still got to go through Oklahoma City, and it was seeming, well, why don't you tell us what you were saying?
I was just thinking it was feeling a little bit overwhelming going through still Tulsa and then Oklahoma City, and it just felt like we had to go so far, which in doing that I was breaking my own rule of just staying in the moment and not thinking about it.
Did it get easier once you started staying in the moment?
Yes, much easier.
The way I found this bypass was one time we were coming east through toward Tulsa, and I saw something about a bypass, and I said, oh, what's that? And then I ended up finding it online. I did a search for a bypass around Tulsa, and I found out about this, and I said, oh, we have to try it. And we tried it, and we liked it. So we're going to continue on 364 to Sapulpa, and then in Sapulpa we're going to merge back in with Interstate 44 again. 44 west. We're going to be merging back with Interstate 44. Here we are, merged back with Interstate 44. It's 3 lanes, but way better than 5. There you go, 80 and 60.
I like the bypass here. The bypass around Indianapolis was a fiasco, but this is a nice bypass. This one, and there's another bypass also in around Phoenix. That's another nice one. But this one was pretty nice. I really think this one's definitely worth going the extra 10 miles to avoid Tulsa.
Here's the aftermath after leaving Tulsa, which you can see is still a decent amount of traffic, but it's nothing like actual Tulsa is, or near Tulsa. This construction with these two narrow lanes is kind of stressful. Luckily the traffic kind of quieted down now, but for a little bit it was pretty hairy there. With a 65 work zone speed limit, I think that's nuts.
I kind of remember this from last season when we were going towards Arizona. We came through this similar kind of thing. The roads are narrow. They got 2 lanes. Usually when you got construction like this, they only got 1 lane. And oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, that truck. Oh my Lord. This is crazy, Sharon. Look how close he is to the line.
Yeah, these roads are narrow.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what they're thinking, you know? I don't know what they're thinking.
And especially at 65 miles per hour.
Right, 65 miles per hour work zone.
That's the full speed limit in a lot of states.
Yeah.
65 for a work zone is crazy. It should be 50 tops. See there, work zone 65. And then it says help everybody to get home alive safely and stuff like that. And it's like, well, lower the speed limit a little bit. I like the brown leaves on the trees. We don't really get brown leaves in Western New York that I'm aware of. Maybe a very light brown, but these are darker. I noticed them in Missouri and in Oklahoma. They're nice to look at. Oklahoma City is down there. We're bypassing Oklahoma City because Sal wanted to. And it's probably not a bad idea. Something noteworthy of Oklahoma City, the area is the heart of Tornado Alley. And I think it was our second year traveling in the RV. And we were going to Clovis, New Mexico to see my friend Susie, who I met on YouTube. Susie's full-time van life, and now I think she's Susie's carnivore life. But we were going to meet her, and we went and we spent one night, I think, in Norman, Oklahoma at a casino. And that was fun. That might have been the first casino we ever stayed at, actually. I'm not sure. Oh, no, it wasn't, because we stayed at a casino in Parker, Arizona. But on our travels by ourselves, it might have been the first one. But anyway, we stayed at that casino, and from what I remember, it was raining. And I went to the buffet, and it was raining, and then we left. And I did not know. I found out later that Norman, Oklahoma is like the city or town with the most tornadoes out of anywhere. So we have gone back there since then, but we just always watch the weather, at least. Was the last time we were there was when we saw that snake?
Yes. Last time we were there might have been around 2021.
We were there in 2021 and we saw a snake. We have a video about that. Oklahoma City is a highly populated city with almost 750,000 population, so it's pretty big. Walmart right there. We're at the Walmart in El Reno. We usually go to the one in Elk City. We have been for the last few years. But this time we decided to come here. Sal's having a bar. We decided to come here because it's a pretty easy on and easy off. Shima was enjoying the sunset over here. Isn't that beautiful? Now we're getting closer to Arizona, so the Arizona sunsets are pretty amazing. We made it to the park in Texola, Oklahoma, and we got here in the dark. It was a long travel day,
60 some miles.
Was it?
I think
300 and something.
Yeah.
It was a lot, and it's a long, hard trip, but we're glad to be here. It's exciting because we have 1,533 miles in our trip finished, and we only have 919 to go, roughly. So that's really exciting to be almost that far along in 10 days. We did that in 10 days with about 9 days to get to the meetup that we want to go to. So hopefully we can make it in time. Stay tuned for that.
Going through Oklahoma was pretty rough, I think. There were no rest areas. They were all closed.
Oh yeah, they were all closed.
They were all closed.
It's
It was crazy, and so it made it a little tougher.
But we did it, and we're glad to have that done. That's one of our hardest trips. It's probably the longest trip generally on this trip that we make.
But once we get to this park, we really enjoy it. It's quiet here, and most people just pass right through here. They don't stay. They might stay for a night, but Sharon and I are different in that we like to stay here for a few days and rest up.
It's in the middle of nowhere. You can see the interstate, but it's far enough that you don't have to hear it. But we like it because we just get to just relax. We go for a walk around the park, and
yeah, I like it.
I like it too. All right, well, I guess we better get to bed. These boys are already sleeping.